Yo, what is going on, guys? We're back today for another video. So, it's time to get into some alliance war. Now, for the entirety of last war season, we had the big thing season, so there's only one fight per war. You can only bring in two champions on your team per war, of course. And, honestly, I liked that season. It was honestly fun and enjoyable, and I had a pretty good time. But it's good to be back on the regular map and being able to bring in multiple champions. It's nice to build your team, and it's fun in off season because I can just do whatever I want. During the season, like I have to follow my assignments and have to use who I'm assigned. But in off season, I can do whatever I want. I can have fun. I can do stuff like this. So this is a rank 4 Enchantress on Hazard Shift with Power Efficiency. Hazard Shift, Rupture, and Bleed, okay? We're going to be going for SpiderWoman, who I believe is the best Enchantress counter in the game. We're going to be going in unduped on Hazard Shift without any immunities. If she can do this fight, then I think she really is the best Enchantress counter. If she can't, well, then maybe not. But, this is a big disadvantage for her, being on Hazard Shift, not being immune to anything. So you can see we're already getting melted at the start of this fight right now. We've already lost over 20% health. Alright, so Enchantress throws her special, but because we have 6 of those debilitates on her right now, it doesn't matter if I clear those prompts or not. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. I'm still going to, but even if I didn't, I would not be taking the damage. So right there, I make a mistake, I get clapped by a little heavy. Here, we're dexing this. Boom, alright. A little 40k medium crit, not bad. That was from the Retribution. Then here we drop the special 1. And then here we're going to go for another special 1. And then we're going to bait the special, 20 power stings, and she's dead. How much damage did we do there? So over 230,000 damage. Fight was over in a minute. Again, we didn't have any immunity for the Hazard Shift. No boosts. And SpiderWoman still crushed the fight. So, yeah, SpiderWoman is pretty much undisputably the best Enchantress counter in the game. Hard to dispute that, alright? Alright, next up here, we're moving on. We have a Domino. I really only joined the war to do that one fight. But I was like, let's keep going. Why not? So we got Domino, we got some more Hazard Shift here, and we're going to be going for Bastion. So this was before I awakened Bastion. I do have him duped now. This was recorded June 29th. So a little over a week ago at this point. Actually probably about 10 days now. So, I was just kind of chilling in the first phase because we don't have shock immunity, but we are, totally fine against poison, so we can just keep re-triggering the poison. It's fine. So every time I gain a bar of power, she is going to go indestructible. That is going to be annoying. And then again, during the shock phase, we just have to chill. So I'm just kind of hanging out right now. Push her up a little bit. Got some shocks on me. They're definitely dealing some damage because we're a robot. We don't get willpower healing. But we do get some regen when that poison is applied to us, which is nice. Here I'm getting crit fail. Not entirely sure what's going on there. Didn't think that was supposed to be happening. But dropped the special 2. We got a couple Furies. And I just wanted to make sure to trigger the indestructible there. So boom, get that out of the way. Now the shock phase is over. Now we drop the special 1. And you're going to see we're doing about 15,000 per special 1 hit. If I can just drop one more of those, the fight should be just about over. We just need to wait out the indestructible once again. Alright. And then boom, we drop another. Boom, 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 boom. She's almost dead. 6% health left. But I am getting kind of melted by the shocks here. But there we go. We got her. So, could have definitely played that fight way slower to conserve health. But we were going a little crazy. Trying to go fast. At least we didn't die. Alright, moving on into some section 2. We're going to be going, I was debating if I should just stay on Hazard Shift, but I decided to not do that. We're going to go for Path A here, and we have a Bullseye and then an Onslaught. So, 2 big baller defenders. And my team's isn't looking the best, but we still got Onslaught, bro. So we have high energy diet up first. So let's do this. With Onslaught, you know, once we get the degenerations up, we're not going to have to worry about his damage mitigation. But yeah, with the Neuroshock, he's not really going to be taking any Neuroshock damage, but that's totally fine. It is not a big deal. So right there, you know, I kind of held that heavy for a little bit just to try to get the long pause, and it did work out. And then here we just want to parry, you know, when he has that killer instinct up, because then we're going to put on a passive stun, which is beautiful. Couple dexes in there. I can't dex Bullseye's full special one, but I can get a couple dexes here and there. So right there, I'm not sure what happened, but he caught me lacking. So we took a little bit of damage, but it's fine. We got up to special 2. We have 11 degens. I just need to lock those in. Boom, there we go. Lock them in. And then I just need to get back to a special 1, and then I know for sure he's cooked. So throw the relic first. I meant to throw my heavy there, but it looks like I jumped the gun slightly, but it's not going to matter because he is dead either way. And, you know, applying that relic first, what that did was it gave us the bleed debuff from the Sinister Relics. Just gave us a little bit of willpower healing before we ended off the fight. And now we can jump into the next matchup here, which is an Onslaught. Onslaught on Onslaught action. So, Onslaught is certainly not the best at countering himself. You know, he's not immune to Neuroshock. So we're going to be taking the Neuroshocks on us, but he's also not immune to Neuroshock, so that means we can apply them to him and, of course, get our degen up. So that is useful. It would be kind of weird if we were Neuroshock immune. So it actually probably would have been a good idea to block one of the hits on his special attack right there, just to willpower heal a bit. But it's fine. Right there, do a little pro strat, beta heavy while we have the crush charge on us. Worked out nicely. So boom, we got 15 Neuroshock right now, 14. I just need to lock those puppies in. So boom, beta's heavy, use my heavy. There we go. Right there, I got parried. That's cool. It's fine though. I don't really need to heal. I just need to get off my special 2. But then right here, he catches me dashing back, and I eat the special 1. So I am like almost dead now, and he's at full health. Things are not looking very good at this point in the fight. But never give up. It's not over. This might be looking bad, right? Sure. But it's fine. It's fine. Because we're about to drop our special 2 finally. Boom, there we go. 17, 18 stacks of degen. That's big cooking. He does have an unblockable and a crush right now. But boom, we bait the heavy anyways and get off the punish. That was so clutch. So boom, we locked in our degen. Then here we're going to try to bait another heavy. Boom, there we go. And then here we're just going to throw our special. And there's Onslaught, just barely cooked. Surviving with 8% health. Dude, this is the fun thing about, you know, off-season wars, because you're not boosting. So, like, I don't know, I find it way more fun. You don't have to heal. Like, it's more sketchy, but it's more fun, you know? So that was the end of that war. Jumping into this next war, you can see we're going to be fighting a rank 4 Dark Phoenix. And we're going to be going in, so, with my Count Nefaria here. And he has 25% health. Again, you would not be going into a war fight at 25% health in the season. Especially, you know, such a scary fight in Dark Phoenix. I would say Dark Phoenix is like the scariest champ in the game for me personally to fight right now. I really don't like fighting her, man. She's brutal. And so again, I went in here with 25% health. I was curious. I'm like, can Count do this? Like, at this current health pool? Let's find out together. So, against Dark Phoenix, you know, of course, you just want to be baiting out her special 2s. You don't want that to happen right there. And, yeah, that sucks when she throws the special 1. And she just did. So, you know, that's super duper fun. So, we throw our special 2 here, and now we're about to fall out of our form. So, we're going to be taking more Nova Flame damage right now. And she throws another one. Like, oh, this is going terribly. I really need to throw my special 1 right now. So, boom, we're going to drop this. And then boom, you can see we were taking a fair bit of Nova Flame damage, but now that we're in our Ionic Overdrive, we're fine. You know, we're still taking some damage, but it's not that much. And then boom, we throw another special 1. Now we're well over 300 charges, so even when my mode falls off, you know, I'll still be good. Right here, I make a blunder, and I push her to 3 bars of power. Whoops. Whoopsie. Did not mean to do that. That was a mistake, right? Again, this is off season. No boosts. No invulnerability. Count eats that. He doesn't die. And then what do? Oh yeah, we throw the special 1 and heal back. So now I have a perma Nova Flame passive on me from that special 3. But it's fine. It's fine because we're healing, bro. Boom. That special 1 just brought us up to 30%. Alright, drop another special 1 right here. Boom. Back over 30%. We have 3 Nova Flame passives on us right now. We're losing so much health. But we just keep throwing these special 1s. And we're not dying. There's Dark Phoenix. Rank 4 Dark Phoenix soloed by Count Nefaria. Unboosted. Eating a special 3. And going into the fight with 25% health. This is why Count Nefaria is the GOAT, dude. Anyone who tries to say, oh, this side champion is better than Count Nefaria, I was like, can they do that? Didn't think so. Didn't think so. Like, that is so ridiculous, man. He went in with 25% health, unboosted, ate a special 3, and still came out of the fight with net positive healing. Like, goddamn, bro. Count Nefaria is him. So, at this point in the offseason, my boosts finally caught up. I finally had some in overflow, because I went for a while there where I had none in overflow. You know, I think it was mainly because of Wheel of Fate. I used up a lot of my boosts. But at this point in the off-season, I'm running the Recoil Masteries, and I think that's because I was running Arena to try to get units for the Heatwave sale. But yeah, so we got, I think, only 2 more war fights in the off-season for you guys for this video. I do have a couple other cool war fights, but some of them are going to be for a dedicated video, actually. And your only hint is Spot. But yeah, so here we're going to be fighting against Maestro. So Onslaught is actually a pretty solid counter to Maestro. Because, you know, you just throw your special 1, you throw your special 2. And yeah, this is the result. And Maestro is cooked. This fight is over. GG. He's definitely not the safest and definitely not the fastest counter to Maestro. But he can certainly counter him. Alright guys, only one more fight remaining this war. So this was against SSX, and they put down like kind of a joke defense. So like I couldn't find a bunch of great fights to test. Like there's Venom and Maw and Blade placed on these mini bosses. The only like actual defender I really saw was Nas Kilmonger here. I was like, rank 3 Kilmonger, okay, this would be a decent test for Onslaught. Kilmonger is just like a really easy fight for Onslaught. Like it's so tailor-made for him. It's great. Because watch, it's basically just bait special, heavy counter. Bait special, heavy counter. That's pretty much all the fight is. And it's fun. Like it's just it's simple, it's different, and it's fun. It's all it is. Throw a heavy, bait a special, weave in the occasional special attack of your own. Alright. And rinse and repeat. And, you know, the only thing here is if we don't hit him before that root timer expires, I think I get rooted. But we just need to hit him. So it's fine. So right here, this is annoying. I didn't quite push him to a bar of power, so I just used my relic. And then a heavy. And then here, he's not throwing his special. I'm like, dude, what the... Dude, what are you doing? Throw it. There we go. That took like 5 seconds to bait. Like, what the hell? But anyways, then we throw the special 2. And yeah, the fight is over. Onslaught, big cooking. So yeah, that's pretty much all the off-season war fights that I have to show you guys right now. There was like a Wong boss this war that I wanted to take with Spot, but by the time I had enough energy to finally get there, I think someone else had already taken it. So yeah, it's all good. But I do have some other cool Spot gameplay. I'm probably going to say that for a dedicated Spot video, though, of course, the GOAT. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this Off-War Alliance War Season video. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. Drop a comment. Let me know if you're excited and you want to see war videos for the upcoming war season back on this map. The first I think the first 3 wars of the season, though, I will be camping. So that's going to be a little sketchy. But then, yeah, I'll probably upload those once I get back. So, yeah. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.